I was in Bank of America Stadium and I said, are they really about to do this? I mean, boy, the Panthers are about to beat the... Because I'm going to be honest with you. Going into the game, I said, J.C. Horn is out. Christian Rose, boom, the number of injuries. Trayvon Merrick, we know he was suspended for a game. Are they going to beat the Rams? Matt Stafford, who hasn't thrown an interception in 8 games through 2 of them. They're about to do this? The feeling in that stadium as the game went from first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, they're about to do this. And then you look at LeBron James and the Lakers. LeBron James, I was saying, LeBron, when you come back, let Luka and Austin do their thing. He's letting Luka and Austin do their thing. The Lakers have won 6 in a row. Lane Kiffin. Somebody tell Lane Kiffin to call me. Tell Lane Kiffin to call me. Lane, I don't know about that, y'all. This college football stuff, where the coaches just up and leaving during the season and they go into the play. I don't like it. Ugh. I don't like it. I don't like it. Let's talk about all of that and more on this episode of the Coach Cherry Show.
And keep it 100, keep it a century. That's my energy, yeah, that's my energy. Changing what it is, what it's meant to be. You don't like where you at? Switch the scenery. And keep it 100, keep it a century.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You got to remember, I've been watching the Carolina Panthers since 1995. I've been watching them since 1995, y'all. I've seen a lot of big wins. I've seen a lot of big games the Panthers have been in. Look. The Panthers were 6-6, and with 6 games left, yes, mathematically they're in the playoff race. But they had one of the toughest schedules, or they have one of the toughest schedules remaining. And with the 6 games remaining, you're looking at the schedule and you're saying, oh, they got the Rams. They got Tampa twice. They have Seattle. Ooh. The New Orleans Saints, you figure, okay, that's a winnable game. But you didn't know how many wins they had left on that schedule. And I think a lot of people looked at the Rams game and said, I don't know how they're going to fare against the Rams. I don't know how they're going to fare against the Rams. 17-game schedule. I figured at 6-6 with 5 games left, I said they're probably going to need to win at least 3 of them. But winning at least 3 of them, you didn't know which 3 to circle. Which 3? Which 3? Which 3? Tampa twice? Which one? Seattle? The Rams? Which 3? Saints? Okay, Saints, we got it. What's the other 2 you were going to circle and say, those will win? Boy, they went out there and beat the Rams. It's big time football, y'all. The Panthers have shown they can play with anybody in the NFL. They went up to Green Bay and beat Green Bay. They beat Dallas, who looks real good right now. They beat the Rams. The Panthers have shown they can play football at the highest level. 7-6 now. Tampa 1-2. So they're right there neck and neck. But that's how you go into a bye week. You beat the Los Angeles Rams. You go above 500. That's how you go into your bye week. They're right there in it, y'all. I know they were mathematically alive, but some people were still doubting because of the toughness of the schedule. And I get it. I just called the teams out to you. I get it. Sweet Caroline, though. Sweet Caroline. In that stadium, man, the crowd was hype in the stadium. But as the game went on and the reality of winning it started to increase, the crowd got really hyped. We were sitting there like, they might do this. down 21-17 at the half, it was like, okay, they're in it. And I figured with the weather, I said, I think the weather is going to help Carolina a lot. I think the weather, the cold, it started raining. I said, I think that's going to help Carolina a lot. When Bryce Young hit Jalen Coker in the third quarter for that touchdown to go up 24-21, we got a ball game. Woo, when I'm talking about on fourth down. When he hit Jalen Coker for that touchdown, hey, y'all, we got a ball game. You could see people still weren't sure that they were going to win, but at that moment, because see, when it's 21-17 at the half, you're thinking if the Rams come out, stop the Panthers, and score a touchdown and go up 28-17, that's ball game. That's what you're thinking. If the Rams go up 28-17, well, that's ball game. When the Panthers went up 24-21, wait a minute. Nobody was sure if the Panthers were going to win, but everybody was saying, we now have a ball game. This thing is going to the fourth quarter. The Rams come back and score. We know Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua had a one-handed catch that was Devontae Adams. We know Kyron Williams. I thought Blake Corum ran the ball fairly decent. So when the Rams scored 28-24, golly, Panthers might lose a nail biter. The Panthers may lose a heartbreaker. The Panthers may have a moral victory today. Nope. Bryce Young. I've come on here many times, as you all know, and I've championed Bryce Young. I'm going to tell you why I've championed Bryce Young. Boy, you got to know what you're looking at. Y'all, some people don't know what they're looking at. Some people do not know what they're looking at. What are you looking at? Bryce Young. I say, y'all, he's a good quarterback. Oh, hey. I didn't say he was Fran Tarkenton. I didn't say he was Dan Fouts. I didn't say he was Dave Craig or Boomer Esiason. I say he's a good quarterback. You don't think Bryce Young is a... When that game got close, when the game got close and the Panthers got the ball and they were down, I said, in the fourth quarter, this is Bryce Young time. Because he's done it so much now. I don't care what you've seen of Bryce Young, because San Francisco, the offense was bad. But for some reason, when Bryce Young is in that moment, the team is down late in the fourth quarter, and they need a go-ahead score. I don't know what happens. I have no idea what happens. There's some kind of switch this young man turns on, like, all right, it's go time. Bryce Young, listen to this now. Listen to this. I'm talking about when Bryce Young was in spots where they had to have it. Second half. 4th and 3 in the third quarter. And kudos to Coach Canales, because he had enough confidence in Bryce to say, it's 4th and 3 in the third quarter. Let's go for it. They were down 21-17. He hit Jalen Coker with that touchdown. Coach Canales said, let's go for it. 4th and 3. Another fourth down. 4th and 2. Fourth quarter late when they were down 28-24. Bryce, I got you. We're confident. Hits Tedero McMillan for that touchdown. Over the top. Dink. Touchdown. I'm talking about clutch throws. And then to ice the game, it's 3rd and 5. The Panthers need one first down to seal it. Bryce, go ahead and take us home, man. Hits Mitchell Evans. Ding, ding, ding. Huh? Hit. And there it is. There's your ball game. Now, I'm talking about clutch. However you want to, I'm sorry, I think he hit Tommy Tremble. Whatever you want to say about Bryce Young, one thing you cannot say is he can't play. No. It's too much body of work to say the young man can't play. No, you can't say that. Bryce Young became the youngest player in NFL history to have 11 game-winning drives. Passes Josh Allen and Peyton Manning. Youngest player in history to have 11 game-winning drives. It's something about when Bryce Young is in that moment where those clutch genes get going. And man, he's ready to ball. I'm talking about ready to ball in the clutch. Huh? You said he can't play? You got to remember now, the Panthers are 7-6. Bryce Young was out one of those games with the high ankle sprain. Andy Dalton played and the Panthers lost. Bryce Young is 7-5 as a starter. This season, he's 7-5. That's not a record of somebody who can't play. And you're not going to tell me, where's the defense? No. Not when they put up 31 points today. What's the defense? He threw for over 400 yards against Atlanta. No, the defense ain't winning all these games. Now, give Bryce Young his props. You don't want to give him his props? Okay, I'll give him his props for you. Whenever they were behind today, they took all the stats from Bryce Young when they were trailing against the Rams today. Here are the numbers. 8 of 10. This could be from first quarter to fourth quarter. Whenever they were behind, 8 of 10. 167 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. A perfect passer rating. 158.3. When they were down, he had a perfect passer rating. And you're trying to tell me he can't play? Now, whether or not he's elite, we ain't talking about that. Is Bryce Young a good quarterback? Yes. But I've been saying that. He's a good quarterback. And look at this. For the game, 15 of 20, 75% completion, 206 yards, over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers, no picks, no fumbles, and a passer rating of 147.1, averaging over 10 yards per attempt. Okay. You trying to tell me he can't play? I said, okay. I thought they did a good job of committing to the run today. They did a good job. Chuba Hubbard, 17. Chuba looked good today. Well, y'all forgot about Chuba. Chuba ran the ball today. And I don't know. I don't know why Rico wasn't the feature back. I don't know if something happened. I don't know what that was about. Rico had 18 carries. Chuba had 17. Now, I think that was the original plan. No, I'm sorry. I think the original plan was Chuba be the primary and Rico be the backup. And then when Chuba got hurt and Rico started running all over the place, then I think the plan became this right here. 50-50, running back by committee. But Rico was so strong that Chuba became the backup. I don't know how it shifted. I don't know why Chuba and Rico, it became 50-50. I don't know what happened. Because Rico, he's not hurt. He had 18 carries. Chuba Hubbard, 17 carries for 83 yards, 5 yards a carry. Rico Dowdle, 18 carries, 58 yards, 3.2 yards per carry. Yeah. Bryce Young, 5 carries for 23 yards. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love when I see Bryce on the move. I know he's not Randall Cunningham. I know he's not Michael Vick and he's not Lamar Jackson or Cam Newton. I know that. But I love to see him on the move. I feel like he's more dangerous. Even if he's passing. Boom. Moving. Boom. Moving. When Bryce Young starts moving, look out. A straight drop back, there has to be clear passing lanes. And I don't know if those exist all the time. But when I get on the move, my vision, now I can, okay. Zink. Vision opens up. Mike Jackson. That Mike Jackson pick 6 was huge. That was huge, y'all. And then the strip at the end by Derek Brown on Matthew Stafford. I mean, look, they showed up. They showed up. Now, you can the Panthers make the playoffs? They go into a bye week, which I think they need. This is a very late bye week, but I think they need it. Coming out of the bye week, ladies and gentlemen, they go to New Orleans. A very winnable game. If they can beat New Orleans and go up to 8-6, they're about to beat my prediction, y'all. What did you predict them, Coach Cherry? I said they would go 7-10 this year. That's what I said. I said they would go 7-10. They're already at 7 wins. I hope they beat it. To make the playoffs, they need to win 2 out of the last 4. Is that what it says, Coach Cherry? No, that's what I'm saying. I think for them to make the playoffs, they need to beat New Orleans and beat Tampa once. I didn't say that guarantees a playoff. To have a chance to make the playoffs, they need to win 2 out of the last 4. They got Tampa and Seattle coming to Charlotte. And then they go to New Orleans and they go to Tampa at the end of the season. Week 17 or week 18, I should call it the 17th game, but week 18, that could be for playoffs. But that could be for the division championship. It could be. It could be. Let's take 1 week at a time. Tampa won. They beat Arizona. Come on, Arizona, you're supposed to help us out some. So now Tampa is 7-5. Carolina 7-6 because we haven't had our bye week yet. Both teams are at 7 wins. Let's see, who does Tampa play next week? And to find out who does Tampa play. Oh, gosh, they play the Saints. That is probably a win. Never mind. But I think if the Panthers grab 2 out of the last 4, I think, because 9-8, you'll be sitting right there. If they only win, listen, if they win less than 2 out of the last 4, they got no shot. They got no shot. They have to at least win 2 to be in the discussion. Speaking of winning, the Lakers have won 6 in a row. I said the Lakers have won 6 in a row. When LeBron James was out, the Lakers were playing very well. Boy, the Lakers looked good when LeBron was out. I heard some silly stuff, y'all. I heard some stuff like, do they need LeBron? Are they better without? No, don't be silly. Okay, don't be silly. Yes, they need. They don't need LeBron to win games. They don't. They don't need LeBron to win games. If they want to be the best team they can be, they need LeBron. But if you're talking about like just kind of winning games, win about 40 games, yeah, they can do that without LeBron. Now, I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs or if they're going to advance. They ain't going to do all that without LeBron. But can they win games without him? Sure they can. You got Luka, you got Austin Reeves, you got Jake LaRavia, you got DeAndre Ayton. They got some players. They can win some games. LeBron James is your third option? That's tough. Woo, that is dangerous. Michael Jackson said dangerous. Luka Doncic is averaging 35 points per game. Austin Reeves is averaging 28.5. I heard someone say the other day that's the best duo in the NBA. I got to think about that. Y'all. Luka and Austin, the best. Obviously, Jason Tatum is out, so you don't have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Is Luka and Austin Reeves the best duo in the NBA? You got Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland? No, Luka and Austin better than that. You don't really have one in Dallas. Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray? Luka and Austin Reeves better than Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. I don't know if Houston has a duo. You got Kevin Durant. I don't know who their second guy would be. The Clippers, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard. Is Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves better than James Harden and Kawhi Leonard right now? Right now. I don't know if Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man, has a duo or a partner with him in Minnesota. Miami, I don't really see it. New Orleans, no. Orlando, Desmond Bain, Paolo Banchero, Philly, Joel Embiid just ain't healthy. Paul George don't really play. You got Tyrese Maxey kind of by himself. I don't know. San Antonio, Wemby. Is there a partner with Wemby? Yeah, Stephon Castle. Luka and Austin Reeves might be the best. I'm gonna think about that. But Luka, 35 points, 9.5 assists, 8.5 rebounds. Austin Reeves, 28.5 points. Austin Reeves is giving you 6.7 assists. See, here's what I like about the Los Angeles Lakers. It looks like they're enjoying playing with each other. That's what it looks like. Look at this. Listen to this. Luka, 9.5 assists. Austin Reeves, almost 7 assists. LeBron James, 8 assists. I got 3 guys averaging 7 or more assists. I'm talking about sharing. That's the team that's sharing the basketball. Luka giving you 9.5. Austin 7. LeBron 8. Austin Reeves is rebounding. He's averaging 6 rebounds a game. LeBron James, 16.5 points. Hey, y'all, now let's not do this. Please don't hold that against LeBron. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, don't do that. Year 23, at 40 years old, don't do that. This is what I wanted to see from LeBron. Coach Jerry, he's only averaging 60.5 points. Okay. This is what I wanted to see from LeBron. I said, if LeBron, with LeBron's IQ, he's over there watching Luka and Austin Reeves ball out. He's going to say, you know what? The smart thing to do is just chill out. I ain't going to try to come in. Could LeBron average 20 plus? Absolutely, with no problem. Look at this now. He's giving you 16.5, and he's shooting 50% from the field. Austin Reeves is shooting 51% from the field. Luka is shooting 48%. Boy, my top 3 players ain't nobody shooting less than 48%. I'm talking about very efficient. Woo, very. Rui Hachimura is shooting 55%. DeAndre Ayton, 70%. Jake LaRavia, 49%. Yeah, they balling. These young men are balling. But LeBron, this ain't a stain. This ain't a knock on LeBron's legacy at all. Don't do that. Well, he ain't gonna catch Michael Jordan 6 rings. He may not. Michael Jordan never would have averaged. Michael didn't play with a Luka and an Austin Reeves. If Michael Jordan, when he played for the Washington Wizards, would have had a Luka caliber player or an Austin Reeves, I would have told Michael the same thing. Fall back. Chill out. Now, I'm going to say this. There are going to be some games they need LeBron. There's going to be a playoff series they need LeBron James. Yeah, it is. You watch. When the Lakers, there's going to be some games in a... Listen, LeBron's going to have some big games. I think so. He's maybe not as many as he used to. He's going to have some big games. When they reach the playoffs, it may not be for a series. There are going to be some games within the series LeBron has to go for 30. Watch. It could be the first round, game 3. LeBron James, 32 points, 8 assists and 9 rebounds. He can still do it. I think the blessing is he doesn't have to do it every night. Boy, LeBron, I want you to fall back and conserve your energy for the playoffs. You ain't got to do it every night now. And that should be embraced. LeBron should embrace that. Oh, I can chill? Chill. And conserve my energy for the playoffs. Absolutely conserve your energy for the playoffs. See, some of you guys are worried about legacy stuff. That's what it is. You worried about legacy stuff. Oh, well. No, you worried about legacy stuff. And unfortunately, I've said this to athletes before, the media defines your legacy. What are you saying, Coach Cherry? Well, I mean, if LeBron keeps playing like this, which is the right way to play, he may not make any All-NBA teams. Not averaging 16.5 points a game. Not averaging just 5 rebounds. He may not make an All-NBA team. Y'all gonna hold that against LeBron? Because he's playing the right way, you gonna hold that against him? Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with it. The Lakers, they're the number 2 seed in the West, y'all. The Lakers are the number 2 seed in the West. I'm not changing up nothing about how I'm playing. Okay. Ooh. Now, somebody said, can the Lakers win the West? I'm going to be honest with you. This OKC Thunder, how are they 20-1? OKC is 20-1? Yeah, that's the only team I don't think the Lakers. But the funny thing is, when you look at OKC, you kind of scratch your head a little bit because you say, we know about Shai Gilgeous. Jalen Williams is just coming back. How these boys winning all these games? Jalen Williams ain't played but one game. Shai Gilgeous averaging 33. Chet Holmgren, Shai Gilgeous. Remember I told you that Luka's averaging like 35 and Austin Reeves is averaging like 28 and a half, almost 29. You see that's kind of close. Shai Gilgeous averages 33. Their next highest score isn't even averaging 20. Oh, this is all Shai Gilgeous now. Chet Holmgren averages 18. I said Chet Holmgren averages 18. 33 to 18. This is all Shai. Please believe this is Shai Gilgeous. So, I mean, on paper, the Lakers should be able to beat them. It's just that nobody can stop Shai. Nobody can stop SGA. That's the only thing. But okay, I'll tell you what. Here's what I want you to do. Look at Oklahoma City Thunder's roster. Look at it. Does Oklahoma City? Let me ask you this: who has the best three? The best big three? I'll say that. Is it Oklahoma City with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren? Which three would you rather have? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, or LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves? Which three would you rather have? I'm going to be very honest with you. To me, at the very least, I'm giving the Lakers a slight edge, or it's even. Because if I say LeBron and Luka, now if I shave it down to those two, OKC doesn't have two guys like that. I saw what Jalen Williams did in the playoffs, and I know he's got to get himself back into shape, and he only had 11 points in his first game. He probably doesn't have his basketball legs yet. I got it. But even a fully in shape Jalen Williams, I don't know if SGA and because Luka can match SGA scoring wise. Oh, he can match him, and assist wise. As a matter of fact, Luka may score more than SGA and get more assists. I'm looking at the numbers. Luka's averaging more points and averaging more assists. It's not even close. It's not like by half a point. It's not close. SGA is averaging 6.7 assists. Luka's averaging like 9. Not close. So Luka clearly can match, if not outproduce SGA. Who would you rather have right now? Jalen Williams or LeBron James? I'm taking LeBron. So on paper, why can't the Los Angeles Lakers beat OKC? Why not? Having LeBron as a third option, ooh, that's tough. Now let me ask you this. As a coach, How do you defend that? How do you defend? How is OKC 20-1? Undefeated at home. Who'd they lose to? They're 10-0 at home. They're 10-1 on the road. They lost to Portland? Lost to Portland by 2. This team is 2 points away from being undefeated. Ooh. Now, in a minute, how is this team 20-1? Y'all, OKC's roster ain't like that now. Come on, y'all. Don't do that. Don't do that. OKC's roster ain't like that. Okay, you got SGA, you got Chet Holmgren. You got Jalen Williams. I got it. After that, who you got? AJ Mitchell, Lou Dort. I mean, Aaron Wiggins. I like Wiggins. Isaiah Joe, Isaiah Hartenstein. That's a 20-1 roster? I don't see that. That's all SGA. That's all that is. That's all SGA. Outside of Oklahoma City, the Lakers can beat everybody else in the West. Yeah, they can. They can beat Houston. They can beat Denver, San Antonio, Minnesota, Phoenix, Golden State, Memphis, Portland. Oh, yeah, they can beat those teams. I don't think LeBron, me personally, I don't think he needs to win another ring. His legacy. LeBron, see, if the media wasn't the way they were, LeBron, I'm going to be honest with you. The Lakers would be even more dangerous without the media. If the media was not the way they were, and LeBron could just play free and not have to worry about evaluations and legacy, and I'm compared to Jordan. Look at what Jordan did. I got to do that. And if LeBron didn't have to play with that, the Lakers would be, you might not be. But see, I think these players know the media is going to critique and say stuff and say little pokes and jabs and do little silly stuff. They know that. I said they know that. So that's why some of them play the way they play. But I have the Lakers right now, early. All these teams have played about 20 games. Definitely in the Western Conference semifinals. They may even make the Western Conference finals. Early, we will revisit this. But the Lakers may make the Western Conference finals. And at that point, they'd have to beat OKC to get to the finals. Can they do that? I don't know. Now, let's talk about this. College football, the regular season is over. The regular season in college football is over. It's over, y'all. Teams are fighting for playoff spots. The playoffs are almost solidified. You got the conference championships are this weekend. Lane Kiffin. I don't agree with this, y'all. I don't. And I played college football. I don't agree with this. Lane Kiffin left Ole Miss to become LSU's new head coach during the season? I don't agree with that. He left during the... Hold on. Everybody pump the brakes. Everybody just stop for a second. Hold on. Everybody just stop. You mean to tell me Lane Kiffin is the new... He left Ole Miss, who is in the college football playoffs, to take the job at LSU? Wow. Oh, there's so much to go on with this. Or as some people say, there's a lot to unpack here. Ole Miss is 11. I keep telling these coaches. But see, Lane Kiffin, they say he moves around a lot anyway. I keep telling these coaches, get somewhere where you're comfortable. Look, man, What was Lane Kiffin's salary at Ole Miss? Because he just signed a 7-year, $90 million deal at LSU. So what was his salary at Ole Miss? It's $9 million per year. Okay? So it says Lane Kiffin's salary at Ole Miss was approximately $9 million per year before he left for LSU. But he had the potential to earn up to $2.6 million in bonuses for this season. I gotta believe he reached. They're 11-1 and they're going to the playoffs. Their only loss is to Georgia by one possession, and Georgia's in the SEC championship. I gotta believe he reached his bonuses. So now, $9 million a year plus bonuses. Now he's at LSU, 7 years, $90 million. So that's going to put him at $12.8 million a year. $9 million a year at Ole Miss. And let me say this. I got to believe Ole Miss was willing to renegotiate if he wanted to. Now, they may not have gone up to 12.8. Ole Miss may not have gone up to 12.8. But I think they could have gone from 9 to maybe 10.5. Yeah. 9 to 11, 10.5. Listen, there's a certain point where it ain't much of a difference. Hey, if I'm coaching somewhere and I'm making $11 million and you're making 12.8, we got the same lifestyle. Yes, we do. We have the same lifestyle. Anything you can do, I can do. You can go to this spot, I can fly over there too. You can buy this kind of car, I can buy it too. You buy this kind of house, that neighborhood, I can stay in that neighborhood. You make 12.8, I make 11. Our kids go to the same private school. Yep, it ain't no difference. It's not like you're making 12.8 million and I'm making 2. Now, if you're making 12.8 million and I'm making 2 million, oh, now that's a different lifestyle. 12.8 and 11? Now, the 2.6 bonuses for Lane, that means his 9 million could have gone to 11.6. So I'm assuming, I don't know. I'm assuming he goes to LSU for the money. What else is he going for? Bigger recruits. Yeah, but it's going to be more pressure to win now. See, at Ole Miss, you had it made. Lane Kiffin at let me tell you something. I watched college football a long time. You're taking Ole Miss to the playoffs? Ole Miss. They ain't never been in nobody's playoffs. Matter of fact, Lane Kiffin a couple years ago when they went 11-2, that was the most wins in a season in Ole Miss history. At 11-2. They had never won that many games in a season. This year at 11-1, that's the most regular season wins in Ole Miss history. They were never going to get rid of Lane Kiffin. Ever. No, they weren't. They weren't going to get like, what? But now that you go to LSU, there's pressure to win. He didn't have to win a national championship at Ole Miss. You got to win one at LSU. And I'm sure that was the goal at Ole Miss. I'm sure the goal, Lane Kiffin's competitive, he's an excellent coach. I'm sure his goal was to win a national championship. But that wasn't the standard or the expectations at Ole Miss. You didn't have to win one. You got to win one now. If you don't win a national title at LSU, it's a disappointment. Disappointment. That's a different program. So yeah, you get more money and maybe you get better recruits and you got more NIL and yay, you got to win. You got to win the big thing now. If you don't bring home that daggone, disappointment. Disappointment. The season that Ole Miss is having now, oh man, everybody's loving that. Loving it. But here's the thing I don't like. So what do the players do now? Y'all letting coaches leave during the season. So he's interviewing with LSU while they're playing their season? Boy, that's nasty. I don't like that. It's nasty. Ugh. So what if players start doing that? What if I'm a player and I say, yeah, I'm going to go talk to the coach at Oklahoma. I'm talking to Alabama. Huh? I'm talking to who else? Ohio State. I'm talking to Ryan Day at Ohio State because I may transfer. So I got a visit scheduled this week. Coach, I'm going to be back in time for practice, though, but I got a visit scheduled to Ohio State. I'm going to see what they're talking about. We're going to watch some film together. They're going to show me, I played running back in college. They're going to show me some of the sets, the plays they run, formations, their scheme. But I'll be back in time for practice in our game this week. Boy, that sounds, what is that? And then watch this. What if I go on my visit to Ohio State with Ryan Day? They like me, I like them. I commit to Ohio State I'm the running back at Ole Miss, 1,000-yard rusher, and I bail on my team during the playoffs. I'm out, Coach. What are you talking about? We got the playoffs coming up. Yeah, but I don't want to get hurt for my season at Ohio State next year. I don't want to mess up my NIL money. What if players start doing that? Players taking recruiting visits during the season while they're playing for. You know how wild and crazy that sounds? Coaches are doing it. Lane Kiffin is interviewing with LSU while preparing Ole Miss for a game. What in the world is happening? Ole Miss has a chance to win a national title and the head coach says, I'm out? Wow. Boy, y'all better hope players don't start doing that. Because what players may say is, okay, he's going to look out for himself. Because now if Lane Kiffin recruited me, what do I do now? What do I do? And y'all already changed the transfer portal date so players couldn't bail on the team during the postseason. You shorten the transfer window and all this kind of. But the coaches can just come and go as they want. What if other coaches start doing this? Britt Key at Georgia Tech. You think bigger schools don't want him? I don't know how that man's winning all them games at Georgia Tech. You don't think other schools are... So what if next season he starts interviewing with other schools during Georgia Tech season? And then in week 7 or week 8, I'm out, y'all. I just got the job at such and such school. I'm out. Coach, we're 7-0. We're 8-0. I know, man, but I got to go. Well, what about the guys you recruited? Now, he may take some of them with him. He ain't taking all of them. And then I hear or I read that he's taking some of the assistant coaches. So this team is going into the playoffs with a whole new staff. Boy, that ain't... I don't have a problem with the coach getting a better opportunity. I don't think LSU is a better opportunity than... From what he's built Ole Miss into now. Now, if you would have asked me this before Lane Kiffin got there, I would have said absolutely LSU is the better job. But now that he's built them up to a playoff program, I don't think LSU is a better job. Because I think there's much more pressure at LSU. A lot more pressure. But I have no problem with the coach elevating. But can't we wait till the season is over? That's all I'm asking. Finish. No interviews can happen until the season is over. For players, listen, hey, players and coaches, nobody's going anywhere. Nobody's even looking at anywhere else until the season is over. That's it. You ain't going to no transfer portal, and coaches, you're not interviewing for a job until the season is over. Now, when the season ends, you may enter your name in the portal. Coaches, if you want to interview for other positions, have at it. But we're not doing this silly stuff during the season. The NBA doesn't do that. JB Bickerstaff has the Detroit Pistons looking. What if he started interviewing for another job right now, for another team? What if JB Bickerstaff, and during the season, before the playoffs started, Bickerstaff said, all right, I'm out. Coach, we're in the playoffs. Yeah, I know, I got another spot. Mike Vrabel, look at how he turned the Patriots around. They're number 1 in the AFC. What if he started interviewing somewhere else? You don't think other NFL teams would like to have Mike Vrabel? What if he started interviewing somewhere else? And then before the playoffs start with Drake May and those guys, Mike Vrabel says, I'm out, y'all. Where you going? I just took a new coaching job. Somebody else got to coach y'all during the playoffs. I'm out. What? The players that Lane Kiffin is taking with him to LSU, do they continue playing in the playoffs with Ole Miss? Or do they not want to risk any injury and wait for their season at LSU? That's a messy. See, that's messy. What if they dropped the ball on that one? That's nasty and messy, and it's No, I don't like any part of that. And there's no way you can justify that to me. A coach leaving his team high and dry during the season before the play. You can't justify that. Nah. No. LSU is messy for that, and Lane Kiffin should not have done that. Should not have done that. You finished the team with them guys. You got to. I don't know if I've ever seen a coach walk away from a potential national championship. That is amazing. Lane Kiffin is walking away from the chance to win a national title? At LSU, they may not even make the playoffs. What if they don't make the playoffs? What if this is, I keep telling y'all about championship windows, what if this is Lane Kiffin's only chance at a national title? And he's walking away from it. Wow. Well, we'll see what happens with that. A lot going on in sports. We got some more stuff to talk about. Make sure you tune in every week. New episode every week right here on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in again. And until next time, God bless you. Signing off, Coach Cherry.
Not the backseat. Run my own race, you won't catch me. Follow my passion and see. Let it breathe. Came a long way from minimum wage. Started flipping burgers at minimum age.